Pelosi. These are bad people. We have a lot of bad people. But when you look at Shifty Schiff and some of the others, yeah, they are, to me, the enemy from within. I think Nancy Pelosi is an enemy from within. She lied. She was supposed to protect the Capitol. She said that to her daughter just recently. It was found on the tape from her daughter, who's a documentary maker. She said, this is my responsibility. She admitted it. But I offered her 10,000 National Guard troop, anything she wanted. No, but she didn't take them. She should have taken them. And you wouldn't have had, you wouldn't have had...
Protect the Capitol from what? This is the funniest argument because there is nothing consistent. Like, you cannot... It just straight up doesn't make sense. Why would the Capitol need protection if it was a peace-loving day? A day of love? It doesn't make sense.
January 6th, as we know it. By the way, if she took 500 people, you wouldn't have had it, let alone 10,000.
Sure. So let me actually give me a segue into this question. I do have to say for the record that the spying accusation is in dispute. I know you don't believe that.
What accusation?
The spying accusation.
I don't think it's in.
What's the deal with the Russia stuff? Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different parts of this Russia shit. But yes, Russia absolutely tapped into the Trump campaign. And the Trump campaign was dumb enough to not only collaborate, but also quite literally do it openly. Specifically, what was it? Was it Mike Papadopoulos or whatever? Who bragged about it too. He was like, yo, dude, a bunch of Russian people said that they have dirt on my fucking, on hello, I am Mike Slopadopoulos. Or whatever the fuck the guy's name was. Not George Slopadopoulos. No, it's not Paul Manafort. It was the guy with the Greek last name. Anyway, he just straight up was like, what was the dude's name? He was like a low-level guy on the campaign, but he was stupid enough. Okay. Not a single person has actually said the name correctly. Oh, it was George Papadopoulos. Okay, so that last name wasn't incorrect. All right, so George Papadopoulos is caught talking to, at a bar, to a bunch of Australian nationals, flexing on them, saying, I have dirt on the fucking Clinton campaign that a bunch of Russians gave me. That was the red flag that understandably caused the intelligence agencies to go, what the fuck do you mean? So they conducted an investigation to see if Russia was actually trying to directly work with the Trump campaign. They found plenty of evidence that yes, in that process, there were a lot of foreign nationals that were absolutely trying to collaborate with the Trump campaign. Ultimately, the most significant aspects of this collusion did not even occur directly with a relationship with the Trump campaign and Russia. It happened with dumbass Facebook ads that they took out, or fake groups that they created. Not a lot of money spent in that direction, and it wasn't as consequential as the way the media presented it as, but it doesn't matter. And ultimately, it was, silly shit that the American liberals greatly exaggerated in an effort to say, oh, Russia's the reason why Hillary Clinton lost, and that Russia's in the pocket for Trump, and that Trump is having gay sex with Vladimir Putin over and over again. They literally pointed to fucking Russia and Russian involvement for every damn thing. A lot of liberals lost their minds. A lot of Blue Anon lost their fucking minds in that process. The irony, of course, is that Israel was doing a shit ton more than Russia ever could even dare to dream in terms of election interference, but that's neither here nor there. The thing is, it was just found out that it was a much bigger deal than previously known, though, bro. No matter how big of a deal it is, it wasn't to the same degree or nowhere near the same severity. Come on, dude. Every single thing that Donald Trump did, Rachel Maddow would go on television and be like, it's because of Russia. Like, that's crazy. They were like, oh, Trump won because of Russia. No, it was a way to abdicate responsibility away from the fucking dog shit campaign that Hillary Clinton ran. The dog shit decisions that are being made in terms of putting up a very fucking unpopular, but overwhelmingly unpopular presidential candidate. If you are the most powerful nation on the planet, if you're the most powerful nation on the planet, and your democracy is so fickle that it could be undermined by like a couple $1 million of ad campaigns that is like hyper targeted towards some of the silliest fucking supporters of Donald Trump out there, then we do not have a democracy at all. We have the most fragile fucking nation on the planet. If Hillary Clinton ran a normal campaign, this marginal change in the attitudes in certain swing states would not even be effective. Now, the other part of the problem is that Kamala Harris is kind of doing a repeat of this right now, in terms of like running to the middle as hard as possible and just kind of, I don't know, presenting herself as like someone who is very close to Joe Biden when Americans are like, I hate Joe Biden. We were excited that you're not Joe Biden. The most consequential aspect, in my opinion, like the most singular consequential aspect also did not come from Russia. It came from fucking James Comey. When he reopened the Hillary Clinton investigation with that letter 3 days before the election. It was one of the most insane things I've ever seen. And the funniest part about it is liberals considered him to be a hero after the fact. He just dog fucked them, okay? It was insane. That was straight up more consequential for the election than anything else. What is this? Watch a chicken rant? Fuck up. And then I'm gonna let it marinate. Usually I let it marinate for like at least an hour. I like to let it sit in its own juices, get the marinade and the spices acquainted with the chicken, right? You know, let it have time to get to know one another and ask each other if they're gonna vote for Joe Biden after years and years and years of Democratic incompetence. Like, are they still going to fucking let go of all their principles and vote for Joe Biden? Why? Because obviously there's no third party alternative. What the fuck am I going to do? Vote for Howie Hughes or Gloria Riva at the PSL? Obviously not. That's literally throwing your vote away and giving a false sense of hope to some random crank usually. I know a lot of tankies are going to get mad at me, but I'm still talking about the chicken and the experience that the chicken is having with the fucking sauce that I'm mixing the chicken with, okay? The chicken and the sauce get acquainted and they learn about each other's politics, and before you know it, the sauce is radicalizing the chicken, and the chicken is feeling like, you know, maybe Medicare for all could happen. Maybe Medicare for all could happen. Why can't we have Medicare for all? I mean, all these other comparable nations, all these other OECD nations have Medicare for all, right? That's what the chicken is saying to the sauce when they get acquainted with one another in the fucking fridge. Anyway, so yeah, you take the cap off, put it right on there neatly, make sure that it's airtight, and then put it right in the fridge. Shake it the fuck. My guy, so many other meats out there, so many tasty meats. Yeah, except this is the most like high protein one.
In dispute, Obama and Biden spied on my campaign. It was a long time ago. We're talking about the previous campaign. Maybe they're doing this campaign too, but so far it doesn't seem to be working.
You were using boom mics at his request. Just to clarify, 60 Minutes showed a promo clip of Vice President Harris giving one answer to a question on another show and then broadcast a different answer to the same question. Nancy Pelosi says she never received the National Guard offer from Trump on January 6th, though he was involved in some National Guard.
This is so cowardly. The New York Times does this shit too. It's like, bro, bring that up in the conversation. The New York Times did this with the interview that they conducted with JD Vance, where they just like spent the last 10 minutes being like, here's all of the things that JD Vance just straight up lied to our face about. And it's like, dog, your job is to literally address it in the moment. Like, it's so annoying. Like, the reason why they do this is so that they don't get, like, in trouble, I guess, but...
Our discussions in earlier days. When we come back, Donald Trump on the January 6th.
Jesus, take the wheel. Would you ever have Quinlan Blackwell on stream? I may or may not be her commenting this right now, lol. Okay, I don't think you are her, because I have asked her to come on stream. Problem is, I need, like, a fucking long ass time frame. Like I need to get it ready ahead of time, because she always is like taking time off on the weekend, stuff like that. So yeah.
And harsh criticism from two former generals he fired, and later Bret Baier on his interview with Kamala Harris.
Hey, it's Will Cain. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News.
Early in-person voting.
All right, let's look at Steve Kornacki, the khaki. Trump is doing a town hall again. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch that. I might go dive into SNL and then the Quen video.
Began Saturday in Detroit, and both former President Trump and Vice President Harris campaigned in Michigan this weekend. I'm joined now by national political correspondent Steve Kornacki for more on where the race stands. Steve, I know you are looking at the battleground states today.
Yeah, Kristen, and looking at the one you just mentioned, Michigan, look, this is our running average of the polling averages in the battleground states. They're all close, but what's the closest right now? Look at that. Michigan, the average there. Harris by 1/10 of 1 point. Really doesn't get closer than that. So let's dive into Michigan, what we're going to be looking at in the home stretch and on election night. And the key thing with Michigan, of course, go back to the last election. You just heard from Barack Obama there. Before Donald Trump came on the scene, Barack Obama and the Democrats won Michigan handily. Trump, of course, flipped it barely in 2016, and then it moved a little bit back to the Democrats in 2020. But the key is between 2012 and 2020, the Trump era, the state as a whole got a lot less Democratic. So keeping that in mind, we split it into three categories here. Take a look. One way to think about it. One is, despite the state getting less Democratic, there are 9 counties that got more Democratic in the Trump era. Look at this. From 2012, Barack Obama won this collection of counties by 6. By 2020, it was a 14-point Biden blowout. There's only 9 of them, but they are 1/3 of the state. Each one of these has a higher share of white voters with college degrees than the statewide average. We talk about that a lot as the core Democratic base these days. You see it in these counties you got highlighted here. Next here, these are places where Trump made gains between 2012 and where he held those gains in 2020. You can see geographically, it's a fair amount of the state, but population-wise, this is only 15% of the state. Some of the movement in some of these counties isn't that significant, but in others, talk about like Genesee County, where Flint is, Democrats were winning by 30 when Obama was the candidate. Now the Democratic margin down to like 10. Trump squeezed more out of this population-wise relatively small share of the state. And then this is half the state. In terms of where the vote is, these are places where Trump made gains, sometimes big gains in 16, then lost ground in 2020. This, I think, is where the state's going to be won or lost. Look at like Saginaw County here, where the city of Saginaw is. This is sort of a core, swing county. We're going to talk a lot about that on election night. You've got just outside Detroit, Macomb County.
Michiganders in the chat, where you at? Good luck convincing any singular Michigander in this fucking chat that is not going to be voting for Kamala Harris come November to actually vote for Kamala Harris. There's a lot of fucking firm, committed, single issue voters with a fairly valid fucking single issue There's a bunch of other stuff that you can get mad at Kamala Harris over, but like, especially in Michigan, I doubt that, like, you know, it's Kamala's race to lose, okay? All she needs to do is spend, I guess, every fucking waking moment from here on out until November basically saying that she's gonna arrest Benjamin Netanyahu or something, you know? Do you think the media has an incentive to make the race seem as close as possible in the lead up to the election because it drives ratings? But they don't do that in other elections. This is closer than every other election. In terms of the 7 swing states, like, it's literally closer than... Every swing state is in the margin of error. It's crazy. Yeah, I saw the zone of interest tweet. We'll cover it in a little bit.
The old blue-collar big suburbs of Detroit. Obama won them. Trump won them by double digits in 2016, then gave back ground in 2020. That's a key one. And then the city of Detroit itself in Wayne County, the biggest.
Are you going to cover the election? Are you going to make a custom set? Like, do it somewhere else or at home? Same stream like last year? Yeah, of course I'm going to be at home, dude. What are you, crazy? Why would I be at a fucking set somewhere? No, I'm going to be at home. Dog, it's going to be like 12, 13, if not 16 hours of coverage. How the fuck would I do it not at home? I don't want to do a custom set.
In the state within Wayne County, we're going to be looking at, the city of Detroit and the city of Dearborn. In Detroit, Democrats worried about black.
My ass is going to be here, firmly planted on my seat, running 3 minutes of ads at the top of the fucking hour, telling you need to avoid those ads by subscribing, which you still can do, by the way, okay? For $6 or free with a Twitch Prime. Here's a 3-minute ad break now.
Black voter support, black male voter support for Biden.
He's not Kai Cenat. He doesn't put...
Get crazy. Go mad. Go insane. Never stop screaming.
Never dream too big. Don't look for the path you're meant to follow. Make it yourself. Coach for Men.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. It's SNL Watch. It's Lib Watch. Now, many people know me for my famous series called Hog Watch, where I look at real Americans and what they have to say. But there's also one aspect of my commentary that also does Lib Watch. And there is perhaps no better way to understand the mindset of liberals than watching Saturday Night Liberalism, SNL. And that's what we're going to do. But before we do that, here's the zone of interest tweet that you guys wanted me to look at. It's crazy.
Here's part 2 of private chefing on an army base for 600 soldiers in Israel. Don't let him lie to you. After cutting way too many onions, I get all of my mise en place and start on a fennel, potato, and celery salad, and I get turmeric all over myself. The IDF not only has Israelis, but Moroccans, Druze, and Arabs, so there was pressure when it came to my spice game. These soldiers also love their spice, so I added all of the peppers, and I could not find enough of it, so I'm using my apron and ran into a food bag. And yes, I'm using jarred garlic. Don't judge me. There were a lot of mouths to feed for my chickpea stew with
Fish balls.
I also made this delicious zucchini vegetable dish, and then all of my very hungry soldiers lined up from Gaza, and yes, I got in a Hummer. I couldn't help myself. And then it was time to serve the lunch, and there were hundreds of...
This is literally zone of Pinterest, dude. Straight up. The monologue was eerily similar to your jokes a few weeks ago. Like, they aimed the life of someone who was feeding the Nazi army. Like, that's awesome.
soldiers lining up for my delicious food, which they loved. This soldier was one of the cutest ones, so of course I personally fed him seconds, but there were other runners. After many hours of cooking, I went to take a break. Just for reference, this is how close I was to Gaza. Then I went to do dinner service and ended with some salad.
Like, this is literally zone of interest, dude. This is zone of Pinterest, okay? Zone of interest, zone of Pinterest. That's what it is. They're like, this is how close we are to Gaza. That is, like, in zone of interest, you can see the smoke clouds coming from the chimneys of Auschwitz. It was in the background. Every single moment. And you can kind of, if you look close enough, you can kind of see, the fucking clouds caused by the explosions in Gaza that are fucking annihilating babies over there. You know?
The soldiers gave me some high fives, so I think my food made the cut. We packed up more meals, and then I ended the day with falafel.
Girl boss genocide. Slay queen. Alright, let's get to Lib Watch, baby. I'm gonna talk about this. This. Alright, Lib Watch.
Good evening, I'm Brett Baer, and to clear the air, yes, I do look like someone made a businessman in Minecraft. Tonight I am speaking to Vice President Kamala Harris. Let's welcome her now to Fox News.
Well, thank you, Brett.
Pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you, Brett. The pleasure is neither of ours.
Well, thank you, Madam Vice President. Now, when I interviewed President Trump, my first question was, what do you think is the most important issue facing our nation? So my first question for you is, give me the exact number of murderers you let loose in this country.
Brett, I'm glad you brought up the topic of immigration.
1 million, 2 million?
Okay. The first thing we did in office was to introduce a bill.
10 million, give me a number.
Brett, we came up with a bipartisan
But
bill.
you didn't have a number, though.
May I please finish?
I'm asking you to.
Well, then you have to listen.
Well, I can't because I'm talking.
Well, when will you stop?
Maybe when I go to bed?
Okay. Brett, look. I am the only candidate who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations. I brought down the Sinaloa
I feel like
cartel. I brought down the
They're even making fun of Kamala a little bit.
Guadalajara cartel. If I was in Breaking Bad, it would have ended in 3 episodes.
Okay, never mind. They're actually saying she's swagged out.
Madam Vice President, are you here to answer questions or just looking for a viral moment?
Oh, please, I am not looking for a viral moment. See how I don't let men interrupt my answers? Very demure, very mindful.
Okay, now you're just throwing out memes.
But that is not true. I am here to reach across the aisle. Hundreds of Republicans have endorsed me because in the club, we all fam.
I'm not familiar with the curb. But are we all fam? You've been pretty divisive. You've called Donald Trump unfit.
Yes.
Unstable.
Yep.
Not able to lead.
Period.
Unchecked.
Did I stutter? Look, Donald Trump talks about the enemy within. He said he would turn the military on the American people.
We actually asked the former president about this today. Take a look.
Mr. President, thank you for coming to this women's town hall full of undecided women voters who we found at a Trump rally. Now, Kamala Harris has called you unhinged and a danger. What do you say to that?
You know, I heard about that. They said I was threatening. Not true. I would never threaten anything except perhaps violence. But they do phony investigations. Okay, I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone, who famously did nothing wrong. Scarface! Al Pacino. Pacino, you know, he said he briefly died from COVID, one of the great hoaxes. You know, that was started by Joe Biden, the Biden crime family, right? Families are disappearing. You know, kids are going back to school, and they're coming back a different gender. You know, they're going to Zoltars, and they're coming back big. It's really a shame. You know, they're switching bodies. They're doing Freaky Fridays and Hannah Montanas. You know, we're a failing country. America is a terrible place full of jerks and idiots, but we love it. It's really bad.
With all due respect, that is not the right clip.
Well, actually, it was.
No.
Well, he answered.
He who?
Look.
No.
You
are
going
to
like
the
way
you
look. I guarantee it.
Okay, enough, Lego man. Just play the correct clip of Donald Trump.
Fine. Roll it.
This is a real thing that happened in that Bret Baier interview where they were like, he was like, instead of playing the actual fucking clip, they turned around and played, instead of playing the actual clip, they turned around and played Trump addressing it and saying that it's fake, which was crazy.
We're doing music.
I think you have to admit he makes a pretty compelling argument.
Look, he can dance all he wants to YMCA or to any other song he doesn't realize is a gay anthem. See, this election is about contrast. At my rallies, there's Beyonce and Joy and bathrooms. At his rallies, he won't pay for the buses. And hundreds of elderly people got to walk back to their cars 6 miles through the desert like an Old Testament fire festival.
So you're saying Trump voters are misguided? Are they stupid?
Oh, no, I would never say that.
Are they idiots who can't think for themselves? Or are they morons? Slack jaws, stump humpers, cross-eyed meatheads?
Brett, you're trying real hard to make me say something bad.
But they're at least fat, right? Some of them are very fat.
Okay, Brett, let's move on.
Okay, fine. So you're not denying that they're fat?
Oh, my dear God.
You're very sexy when you're angry, you know that?
Yes, I do. Question.
I want to ask you about Joe Biden. Here's what he recently said about you and your candidacy.
Okay, look, here's the deal. It's a total tragedy. I'm not kidding around. Everything she touches will be destroyed. No joke. Watch out, Florida.
Brett, he's clearly talking about the hurricane. He said, watch out, Florida. Why do you keep playing these misleading clips?
I don't, but here's some more.
Well, folks, we have other problems on our hands. I'm being serious. Come on. 4 years ago was amazing. It was the guy you wanted. But now they got this girl. And people are going, what's she doing here? Come on.
Okay. Brett, you and I both know he's talking about the new Joker movie with Lady Gaga. Can you keep rolling it, please?
So why is she singing? What's a fool that do? What's a ga-ga-ga-goo-ga? What is it? Come on. No Joker. No joke.
Okay, maybe you're right, but while we're on the topic, when did you first notice that Joe Biden's mental faculties were diminished?
Brett, I have watched Joe Biden from the Oval Office to the Situation Room. And Joe Biden is bright. He is brilliant. But my presidency will basically be billion times better.
Your presidency would be different than Biden's.
Of course, we're very different. For example, I am comfortable saying the word abortion. You can handle correct abortion. Uterus.
No.
menstruation.
You're lying! I'm gonna hit her back with the male equivalent of balls.
Okay, Brett, I can handle that. I am here doing an interview with an openly hostile network. And
The hype Kamala up
Ay,
much.
boludo.
There's like moments where you could absolutely make jokes about like even in that moment when she's like, oh, brilliant, Joe Biden. She could just straight up turn around and be like, I'm gonna be so different, except not at all. Like that's a real thing that she has said. Like that would read as a better joke. Like, but instead they go for the fucking easy one where they're like, oh, remember, it's funny how she says Joe Biden.
And Trump has canceled all of his interviews.
That's not true.
Thank God you're not a comedian.
Donald Trump just did a town hall with his sworn enemy Univision. Let's take a look.
Mr. President, I want to give you the opportunity to win back my vote. After what happened on January 6th, why would I support you?
You know, I'm just going to make it crystal clear, okay? January 6th was a day of love.
Comedy is more than agreeing with your specific view. Wait, you're telling me that, or are you telling SNL that? Because that's my point. My point is, my literal point is that like they're too lived up to actually fucking make jokes until it's like no longer impactful in the overarching discourse. Like they barely shit on Joe Biden for being a fucking old ass for the longest time when it was straight up the easiest fucking bottom of the barrel joke that you could make. And they never really did that. They never really did that until now when he's no longer running for president. That's my point. It's like, you don't even have to like push an agenda. You can lay it out as it is. According to Howard Stern, they are making fun of her way too much and must stop at once. It's like, nobody likes that. Who likes that? Who's that for? Like, who the fuck is like, oh, this is great, thank you.
All right? Love and peace. It was basically Woodstock. People were being peaceful. No one died except for the few that did. And so now that I got your vote, let's dance.
It's raining men.
Like the 2003 SpongeBob skit comes to mind again. I showed it on the Fear End podcast, and we had to actually take it down because NBC, I think NBC literally fucking clapped the entire episode for even showing it. But like, that SpongeBob clip lives in my mind as like a perfect representation of like how adversarial comedy works. I'll show it to you right now. Hold on. Here. This was from SpongeBob's SNL Saturday TV Funhouse. Here. From 2003. And it's directly about like Islamophobic propaganda in an effort to justify the war on terror. Think about how far we have moved from this kind of adversarial, this kind of fucking comedy.
We can win this war. Let's get rid of that dividend tax and get rid of Ahmed. USA. I don't know.
Cut. Okay, people, let's take it from the top. Just relax, kid.
I'm sorry, guys. I consider myself a patriot, but I'm not comfortable doing this. I mean, it just seems really racist.
Who? Ahmed? He's just a typical Iraqi.
You have been eating bald eagle heads. Do they do that?
Different cultures like different foods.
I don't know. But what about this part? You want me to sponge up all of the urine in America and then squeeze myself over Saddam Hussein's mouth?
Listen, punk, I can make one phone call and have the Katzenjammer kids here before you're in your limo.
Look, I have the utmost respect for all of you, even Ford. But I just can't do this.
Good for you, Mr. Pants. I declare code yellow. Hold him for questioning. Check his hard drive for child porn.
I don't even have a computer.
Check his hard drive for child porn. Like that's SNL, man. They literally have dunked on her. You just late to the SNL game. They've been making fun of her for a month. There are many good reasons that I'll vote for Kamala. My reason is that I can't bear to endure another 4 years of Obama-era humor. I mean, SNL literally fucking sucked even worse somehow under Trump. So, what do you mean? I think Trump basically destroyed America and rebuilt it in his own image, and all of our cultural institutions are still reeling from that impact. Tasteless. I like biased stuff. It's my safe space. That's what I mean. Like, that's great. That's actually funny as fuck. They'll put child porn on your hard drive joke, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, that's an insane joke to hear from SNL.
Does he not listen to the lyrics?
Before we wrap up, tell us why the American people should vote for you.
Because I have a plan.
Oh, what is it?
Well, I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to listen.
Then stop talking.
I don't know how.
Just shut your mouth.
I don't think it does.
Okay. May I finish?
Go ahead.
The American
Not now,
people.
though. Ethan Fan 542. Trump destroyed America. You have caused the downfall of all 14 to 20-year-old males. Please do not ban this guy. I really, really need to hear what he means by this. I really, really need to understand what he's trying to say. I have caused the downfall of all 14 to 20-year-old males in America, like single-handedly. Do you think I'm Andrew Tate or something? Like, what? Are you lost? Did you think that this was the Andrew Tate broadcast or something?
The American people.
You excited for Wicked?
The American people are...
That was fun, right? I had fun. We're out of time. Thanks for joining me.
Okay.
Yeah, obvious troll account. Yeah, I doubt that person is a fan of Ethan Klein either.
It's Weekend Update with Colin Jost and Michael Che.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Weekend Update. I'm Michael Che. I'm Colin Jost. Well, the election is just 16 days away, and the candidates are striking very different tones trying to get out the vote. For example, here's Kamala Harris.
Your vote is your voice, and your voice is your power.
Nice. And here's Trump.
Get that fat pig off the couch. Tell him to go and vote for Trump. He's going to save our country.
Okay, that one was fire. That was very funny that Trump did that. Again, we're currently watching Donald Trump once again be funnier than SNL.
Also nice. Direct. Subtle differences you'll notice in their styles. You know, like here's Kamala's message to women.
And when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom, I will proudly sign it into law.
Okay. And here's Trump's closing message to women.
So amazed that Harvey Weinstein got schlonged. He got hit as hard as he can get hit.
Another banger. Another banger after banger, dude. What is he doing? What is Trump doing?
Story, he thinks Harvey Weinstein's the one who got schlonged. By the way, I never need to hear anyone ever say schlonged again. But then this week, Trump did strike a positive tone when he stopped questions at a town hall to just dance for 40 minutes. Please enjoy these somehow 100% real clips.
This is a man's world.
I don't understand this part. Like, this was very weird. because when someone said this, I was like, oh, that's a meme. Like, liberals are just fucking exaggerating. Like when you read the headline, it unironically feels like a David Pacman clickbait YouTube video where he's like, Trump's mental faculties are falling apart. And then you actually watch the live stream and you're like, oh my God, it's not a clickbait at all. Like, that literally happened. Like, that's an insane thing that actually happened. What's wild is, like, people are still like, oh, it's because he's, like, actually demented. He's, like, losing his mind. He's demented. He's, like, not doing enough. But, I mean, he's been pumping out campaign stops left and right. So that doesn't correspond to, like, the reality. It is still weird, though. I don't understand. It was because there was a medical emergency. I know, but, like medical emergency aside, it's still wild to do a 40-minute dance-off. Doesn't explain in multiple canceled interviews / town halls because he's too tired. Dude, I understand where you're coming from when you say that, but, like, his scheduling is fucking slammed right now. Like, I mean, you just watched him at fucking Mickey D's, you know what I mean? Like, I get where you're coming from with this, but it's not like he has stopped doing campaign stops altogether. Like, he's doing, like, 2 rallies a day. I just don't get what this was about, though. Because, like, if he's here and, like, someone has to be stretchered out in the town hall, just, like, take fucking questions or something, or end the entire event altogether. This is, out of all of the things that he did, this is possibly the absolute worst thing he could have done, which is dance for fucking 40 minutes.
Really special. And you can find all those incredible songs on Now That's What I Call Dementia.
Donald Trump appeared at a town hall hosted by Univision where he was asked questions in both English and Spanish, which he answered.
Did you see that Twitch has blocked new profiles from being made in Israel? Wait, what? Israelis banned, anti-Semites returned. Their streaming platform is controversial. Israelis who tried to sign up for Amazon's popular social network Twitch in recent days discovered to their surprise that they are receiving an inexplicable error message. Wait, what the fuck? At the same time, during a conference at the platform, a panel was held between several content creators in which claims were made that could easily be considered anti-Semitic. All these, as well as the return of particularly problematic streamers, raises disturbing questions. The second event that could even be uploaded by American Jewish YouTuber and podcaster Ethan Klein a few days ago. According to Klein, during the platform's TwitchCon conference, a panel was held between a number of content creators, some of whom are of Muslim origin, in which they all rated all kinds of network stations to a scale of values that went to Arab to Sabra enthusiasts, the American version of hummus. What the fuck? Why is Ynet writing about this? This is so funny. Someone made this article to bait you. Brother, it's bait. Control F Hassan. Wait, I'm in this article? There ain't no fucking way they wrote about me. It is not possible to determine with certainty if this is a targeted policy, but it's not hard to wonder, oh my God, they did talk about me. According to Klein, the CEO of Twitch's Doug Clancy is not a fan of Zion. According to him, Clancy is a fan of one of the more political streamers on the network, Hasanabi, who did not hesitate to post videos of direct support of the Houthis in action in Yemen. For example, the same Hasanabi whose real name is Hassan Piker, an American of Turkish origin, has often been caught in the distribution of fake news. It's hard not to be amazed at all these coincidences and not wonder about Twitch's approach to everything related to Israel and the Jews. I mean, for the record, this is insane. Like, what do you mean they are fucking banning Israelis? Like, I have hella Israelis in my chat. Like, you banned that baiter? You are banned that baiter? What do you mean it's bait? Is this not like a real Ynet article? Like, no, it is, isn't it? What do you mean it's bait? The fuck are you guys talking about? It's not bait, it's a real article from, is it a fake article? No, it's a real fucking Ynet article. Apparently new signups are not, no, they're preventing new Israeli account signups. Why the fuck would they do that? There's gotta be some fucking reason for it. Maybe there's like a mass influx of signups that came from like one specific area or something and it triggered like a auto protection to like stop bots or some shit. Like there is no way. Israeli chatter, please test signing up on a stock account to find out. Yeah. It's completely fake and just a rumor Twitter users started. They get like 50k likes and then no Israelis actually confirm it. Is it the combat brigading fake accounts? I don't know. But there are accounts from Israel in here right now. And also, not only are there accounts from Israel, there's accounts from occupied West Bank as well. Like I have audience members that are literally Israeli. I have audience members that are also in the West Bank. But this would be ridiculous. If this is true, it's completely unacceptable. It is, yeah, like, I mean, what the fuck? The error they probably encounter. New Israeli users can make Twitch accounts. It's actually true. However, I think it's more of a Twitch oversight and stupidity rather than some brand new anti-Jewish plan. Yeah. No, the article is real. I don't know if the information in it is real at all. Stop saying, watch the fucking URL. I think this is a real Ynet opinion piece. I wish that we had time without an OO in here. Maybe he's been banned. Yeah, this is a real article that was written on, yeah. Also, when they're talking about anti-Semites return, I don't think they're talking about me. I think even Ynet still has like some level of fucking responsibility to the truth. I think they're probably talking about Sneeko and also Fresh and Fit, which is a valid thing to fucking criticize Twitch for 100%. So, you know, that it's nutty. It's ridiculous. I'm here, it's not working. No, but if you are if you're an account from Israel that you already had an account, I suspect that you're like, they're not doing like a geo ban or anything, like they maybe they're not allowing, I don't know, they're not allowing the fucking new accounts coming from Israel to sign up or something. I don't know. I can send the error message. It said not eligible to sign up. This is allegedly what they see. Protected registry, blocked country IP. Huh, that's weird as fuck. It's probably related to mass amounts of bots out of there. It's just a nuclear option until they found out a better filter method. It's well known that Israeli bot farms are huge right now. Yeah. That could probably be the reason. Israel and Palestine use the same ISP, so this would mean new Palestinian accounts are banned too? Yeah. Why is it unacceptable? If it's for BDS, fuck them. What are you, fucking stupid? Like, There are hella Israeli Jewish chatters in here. What the fuck kind of dumb shit is this? BDS doesn't... What? It's not BDS, dumbass. That's not how this works, okay? Like, what are we doing here? What is happening? I think sometimes people do get feverish in the way that they understand how things work and do end up leaning into the meme of this community from the outside. The way that they present people, the way that they present my community on the outside when they fucking clip shit out of context. Some of you are just stupid, and I don't think people have that capacity. They just think everyone is just like vitriolic and virulent anti-Semites or something. They just see everything as black and white. Why are we even covering this? I mean, it's a pretty fucking big deal if this is real. What do you mean, why are we even covering this? It's pretty common, at least in my work, to just block whole IP blocks when we get slammed by them, so bot mitigation thing makes sense. It's pretty common. Yeah, I suspect part of it is I mean, if this is a real thing that is happening, and some Israeli chatters have said that it is happening. Twitch support followed up with someone allegedly and confirmed not allowed to sign up. What is this? Twitch support responds to the Israel block, confirms that they're not eligible in creating a Twitch account. Why are we fucking linking like Destiny's community here? It's not because of Twitch being anti-Zionist law. It's definitely some technical issues. Yeah, it most likely is. I don't think that. Yes, guys. I don't think that an Amazon subsidiary is like, yeah, we are hardline anti-Zionists, and that's why we're gonna fucking block new Israeli accounts from being signed up. That would be an idiotic thing to do regardless, okay? That would be an unimaginably stupid fucking thing to do regardless, okay? And yes, a company sponsored by Chevron, I don't think is going to be making these bold declarations. You have to be a real fucking dumbass to be like, no, they deliberately are IP blocking exclusively Jewish people living in Israel or some shit. You know. In any case, I had the same thing happen in Turkey. I couldn't get into AT&T or my ISP because of all the Turkish bots. They should have told me to use a VPN on the phone. They auto-filtered Turkish IPs. Yeah. Onu takma. Takma. Normal şey. Yeah, that's fine. What do you mean? That's perfectly fine. Yeah. I don't understand. No, it's fine. What a ridiculous, what a... A not insignificant amount of Amazon employees, you know, gotta be... What? No. Actually, interesting point. Could Israel block on their end? I don't know. But I don't know what the fuck's going on in general. I have no idea. I don't know why I would know either. I don't know why you guys think I would have more information. But,
No.
Literally, no one is talking about this outside of those two communities, so it's hard to get accurate info on what's going on. The only source is this article. Regardless of what chat wants out of this, we'll have to wait for Twitch to say something anyways. Yeah.
Me esperé, boludo. Hermano, me tiro.
The event that they're talking about that they said was like anti-Semitic, I think was like a meme that, what Frogan participated in. Is that what it is? I don't really know the full details, but I think it was like literally, who has the Habibi pass? Hummusgate? Yeah. Wasn't that straight up comprised of a Arab Jew, an Arab Christian, and an Arab Muslim? It's from her, Capri and Raps podcast, Arabs. Yeah. Which was months ago. Ethan Klein lied again and said, myself, Arabs and our guests did a tier list where good equals Arab, Jew equals bad, which isn't what happened. Our tier list was who has a Habibi pass, which is a meme tier list we did with a variety of creators. Here's the clip with the context.
All right. But we are going to tier list them, and we're going to need your help to discuss and figure out who can say Habibi and who can't.
And also, like, we have tiers. We have Arab coded. They ask permission to say Habibi. You know, like you got like a white guy who's like, can I say it? Is it a slur? Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then you have thinks it's a slur, where it's like a white person that really they're like, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm so sorry. And then love Sabra, which is they're not Arab coded at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sabra hummus, which is literally the shittiest hummus you can get, and has been on BDS lists regardless for many, many years. Yeah, it's trash hummus. It implies that you're white, as in you don't eat good hummus. That's the whole point. Dude, what the fuck? What are we doing? What is this? What the fuck is going on? This is a meme because Casey Tron joked that when she first heard Habibi, she thought it was a slur she couldn't say, and they are continuing the meme. It was to make fun of that. This is just a huge lie from Destiny's community. What is happening? I like that basically the level of like hyper targeting someone such as myself has now moved on to like every other content creator that is Muslim or Muslim adjacent, to imply that they are always being anti-Semitic, despite the fact that, you know, there is a Jewish co-host on the pod. No, apparently it means a Jew born in Israel, and it's an extremely anti-Semitic tier list. So like when they say Jew born in Israel, they're saying like whoever they chose to be in the loves Sabra, they mean like they are a Jew born in Israel. That's an insane thing. I didn't even fucking know that that's what that means. And I feel like Sabra also means Jewish person born in Israel. So it's people looking anti-Semitism when it's clearly about the hummus. Yeah, but that also doesn't, like, grammatically it doesn't make sense. Loves Jew born in Israel? Is that what you think that they were saying? So like Michael from Pennsylvania, Sneeko, Asmongold, Jinxie, Denims, I don't know who this guy is. They're all like, what? How does this make any sense whatsoever? This is what Capri said. We actually put Love Sabra on the list because I wanted to remind the panel of the time my father's people massacred my mother's people in Sabra and Shatila. It has nothing to do with ass store-bought hummus and has everything to do with a deeper meaning. Yeah, this is obviously sarcastic. Like, he's saying his father's people massacred his mother's people in Sabra and Shatila. This is... Oh my God. Oh my God. They want to force you and your friends out of the platform. Why are you giving this so much attention, Jesus Christ? Yeah, he replied to the explanation and called him Candace Owens for being Jewish and on this podcast. That's fucking gross, man. That is gross. That is also literally anti-Semitic. To be like, oh, you're tokenizing yourself as though Jews and non-Jews are